going to be the very first of its type. That's right. I believe I am the first 5th Gen Explorer owner to do a custom Xpipe to get rid of that third cat. So that's what we're going to cover in today's video. All right?
Oh my God! Man, that was nice. And that was the first time that I was actually able to hear what my car sounds like when I'm not driving it. And man, let me tell you, when Alex let off the throttle, there was a percussion and I felt it in my chest. I was like, whoa, all right, okay. All right, well, let's get into talking about this exhaust. There's really only about 3 things I have to say about this exhaust. But before I do that, let me just give you a quick rundown of what the exhaust system consists of. All right, I have the PPE Catless Downpipes. I also have installed O2 sensor defoulers to help with the check engine light that comes on if you don't have cats. And what those basically do, it just takes the O2 sensor out of the stream of the exhaust, fooling the computer into thinking that it's still giving a reading, a filtered reading. All right, and then next up, I had Brooklyn Motors make me a custom Xpipe to delete the third cat. It's not a resonator, it is a cat. It's unmetered or monitored, so you know that had to go. Very restrictive. And after the custom Xpipe is the Borla S-Type Cat-back with the CF tips. So that's basically is what consists of the exhaust system, completely catless, basically straight piped up until the boiler. 3 things that I have to say about the exhaust. The first thing is going to be its response and power. Man, this thing has added torque that you can actually feel. You can step on it and just about any gear and it will pull. You'll feel it pulling and you'll be able to accelerate. You just feel, there's a difference that you feel. And that I really appreciate with a modification like getting that custom Xpipe done. I was very, very, very pleased with both the work and also the response. You know, that response is very pronounced and noticeable. All right, the second thing I want to talk about is the smell. This is something that I really don't enjoy. I don't have cats, so if you are anywhere behind my vehicle, you will be smelling, you know, like it smells like to me somewhat fuel, raw fuel, or just, you know, stinky smell. And of course it depends on what octane of fuel I'm running. It smells its worst on 87, a little bit better on 93. So that's a little, you know, when the weather gets nicer and I have the windows down, you know, when I come to a stop, the smell comes inside. And of course, you know, after I'm moving, it leaves. But that's something that I wish I knew there was a way around the smell coming inside. And the third thing, of course, which it's always a touchy subject because not everybody likes the sound of EcoBoost motors, or especially straight piped EcoBoost motors. However, you know, there are aspects of it that I like, and there are aspects of it that I don't like, and aspects of it that I just have to live with. I knew when I straight piped it that the sound quality was probably going to go down, and to some extent it did. And on the other end, I'm quite shocked at how this thing sounds. Like, to me, it does not sound like an EcoBoost anymore. to me. The Xpipe gave it a more of a muscle car sound. It actually sounds like the motor gained a couple of liters. Like it's a 3.5. To me, it sounds like it's been stroked to 3.8. The sound that it now has, it sounds like it just gained a couple of cubic inches. It gave it, I don't want to say bass, but it's more like it gave it more mid-range sound. You know, when you're changing gears from third to fourth under highway speeds or good amount of load, it actually sounds mean. It does. Prior to that, when I just had the Catless Downpipes to the third cat and then to the Borla, gave it a really high-pitched sound. Like it really, like throughout the RPM range, especially at 4,000 RPM, that 4,000 RPM rasp was really high-pitched. Now it just gained a lot of mid-range sound. You be the judge. Does this sound like an EcoBoost motor to you still? I don't think so. But again, I knew that the sound was going to change. I wasn't too concerned about how this was going to sound. My main goal was peak performance. I wanted to make sure that I have a free flowing exhaust and just be able and just live with how it sounded. So yeah, there are some sounds that this thing makes that I'm not so happy with, and particularly after 2,500 RPM, it starts like farting, sort of. It literally sounds like the car is farting. Then it goes away briefly, and then the 4,000 RPM rasp takes over. I never really liked that. But then after that, the Borla sound comes back. This setup has so many different tones, and I am not the only one that feels it. I have a friend that, was in the car with one of my fishing buddies, and I never mentioned that point to him. He said, man, this thing has so many different tones. I do like that aspect, because it's like discovering new sounds. And depending upon the RPM and the load I'm in, has, a very different sound. So that's basically all I have to say about how it sounds. It's just no longer, to me, it lost that what I've known to be a classic EcoBoost sound, which is fine. I'm all right. Like I said, I wasn't trying to build a good sounding exhaust. If I wanted it to sound good, I would have just left it with the Borla Cat-back. But peak performance was my goal, to get ready for my tune, my gearhead tune, and it's finally complete and ready for the tune. Unfortunately, the plan for that got interrupted by the check engine light. Check engine light came on which all of that relates to the car was running lean, which is a great recipe for blowing your motor. Rich, I can live with. Lean blows motors. So I went ahead and purchased the Gearhead Power Pack with the SCT BDX tuner, and just basically scrapped the idea of getting on it heavy or even boosting, driving around in boost. I just stayed off boost. I have since received the power pack. I just received my file, and I had planned to install that on Monday. Today is Thursday. I'll dig more into the tune on the next video. But for now, what I wanted to just give you a nice look at the Xpipe that I selected. I got this one from Summit Racing online, and I selected this one because of that right there. I wanted an Xpipe that's going to have good flow characteristics from the left side straight through, and from the left side crossing over to the right side. And I'll give you a little bit of I'll show you an illustration that I found showing just exactly what it does that at both low speeds and at high speeds. But man, this thing is a beauty, isn't it? Okay, now this is going to be the visual for what I was just talking about. At low speeds, or high speeds rather, that exhaust needs to have a nice clear path through the other side. And this is basically what happens with the highs at high speeds. Now this is at low speeds. Look at what happens. The exhaust really interacts with each other, crossing over and splitting up right there. Rather if it's a V6 or V8, they all need Xpipes to help out with adding torque. Up next are the sound clips. base right over there. They won't know where it's coming from. They won't expect an Explorer to be making noise like this.
this demon.
Well, that wraps up today's video. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please remember to smash that like button, hit the subscription and the notification bell so you're notified when I come out with the next video. And speaking of the next video, I got planned here. It's going to be about the Gearhead Tune and the SCT BDX that I installed. Now that everything is all said and done in terms of what I need to have to get in preparation for the tune. Right, so please remember, have a great day and peace out.